All right, people, we're live. We're recording
All
now,
right,
yeah?
we are.
All right, all right.
Guys, welcome to Vinsaurus channels and welcome my dear two friends. That is Lloyd, who's very knowledgeable about games, and Dimi, my other dear friends who works for a major the game developing company. But that's all we can say. So welcome, guys. Finally, after a
Hey,
long time.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, this was a long time
Guys, before
coming.
we start, I just want to two things. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. So, what you got to say? Obviously, I mentioned before, and that is like if you think there will be any changes that, taking into account the fact that Microsoft bought for seven something point $1 billion Bethesda. What does it mean for other consoles like PlayStation? And second thing is that if you think that is going to something change, like the I'm not sure if you heard anything about the digital version of PS5 and the digital, they call it the digital trap. That if you know what I mean, that what does it mean for gamers that are gamers on budget? Because before, like, yeah, me, I love discs, and I always will be buying this because I collect them, and I always want a new, brand new disc. But what about those gamers, that they went to, for example, like here to a game shop, and they, you sometimes you find 2 for 1 or 3 to 1 older games. Uh, what if this digital trap is true, that it's gotta be no discounts, nothing, and those gamers will have to buy only what play, because what PlayStation can do is just they put on PlayStation Store fixed price, and that's it. There will be no this, for these gamers on budget. You can take a games, or buy a cheaper. This will be just because you have to buy what's there, and that will be fixed price.
Well,
What do you think?
uh, personally, I think that with regards to the first question, which was with regards to the acquisition of Bethesda by Microsoft for 7 point odd billion, um, personally, I think it's Sony doesn't. Sony probably hasn't batted an eyelid. They're not even worried about it. For the sole reason being is from ever since the conception of PlayStation, and when they decided they want to have start their own in-house studios, they were not studios that were developing, nurturing, and then eventually turning into these colossal money-making machines to eventually sell off. That's not going to happen. All that Sony does with their studios is ask how much they need. If the concept is going to work and Sony execs feel it's a moneymaker, they ask you how much do you need, right? Um, they don't have to poach the best talent because let's face it, who doesn't want to work for Naughty Dog? Who doesn't want to work for Sony Studios Santa Monica? Who doesn't want to work for Sony Japan if you live in Japan or if you have anything affiliated to Japan? Basically what I'm trying to say is I don't think it's the whole purchase of all these studios by Microsoft. These are personally what I think they needed this. They need a library of studios, just like Sony has, because eventually, and I will say this, and I'm not a Microsoft fan myself, but I will say this: eventually, one of those studios will make a killer app. And when I say killer app, it'll be something that people will talk about for years. But obviously,
Hmm.
they have to do what Sony has done, which is you have to play the waiting game. You have to invest and you have to play the waiting game because all the studios they acquired, none of these studios immediately came out with a number one hit from day dot. No, they all started with a small piece, which Sony liked, and that's why they were bought. But that small piece they started with, the studio probably had what 20, 30 employees. Now the average studio for Sony has like 200 in the building,
Hmm.
and that's a small studio. And the other thing as well you have to remember is Microsoft has got a deadline to produce killer apps. They have to churn out a certain amount to entice people to buy their machine. Sony can make you wait 7 years for The Last of Us 2. And people are still talking about it, even though the game came out like 8 months ago. People still talk about it like it came out yesterday. And why? Because they have a genuine fan base. They have a fan base. Whether something is bad or good from that studio, they have a fan base. People will still buy it in the millions. Um, you look at studios like Sony Japan, who are responsible for things like Gran Turismo and all that stuff. It's dude, these guys. I mean, Gran Turismo, man. It takes them like on average like 8 years, 10 years to make it to make a fucking game. By the time we see by the time we see Gran Turismo 7, the PlayStation fucking 23 will be out, man. Seriously. Come on.
Yeah, even like they work how many years they work on Red Dead Redemption 2? 8?
There you go. I mean, these people
you
are like
see,
it's
I was
insane.
mentioning it last time because I'm still surprised like why that game didn't win the Game of the Year award because I know the God of War won the Game of the Year award, and don't get me wrong, I'm a fan. I remember I said to so many people that I'm a huge fan of God of War. I have all the games on PlayStation 3, and I played them several times. But still, in Red Dead Redemption, okay, I need to say I am biased because I love Western. But besides that, in that game, I've seen something that I never seen. I'm not saying I've played many, all the games, but there was something that I never seen in any other game, and that was those, the fact that you saved somebody, you helped out somebody, and then 11 hours playtime later, on the other side of the map, I met that guy and he recognized me. He was like, "Hey, Mister, that's the guy who saved my life." And then he was like, I was short on money, and he sent you to a gunsmith to just take any rifle, any gun, on his behalf, and that was just for free. And stuff like that. And that's amazing to do like that.
It is. I mean, I listen. First of all, with regards to God of War, let me tell you about God of War. You know why God of War won the fucking Game of the Year, Vince? Because it was perfect. Listen, we can sit here I don't care. I can sit in front of someone till they're blue in the face and they try and argue with me and tell me any bad part in God of War. The game is perfect from beginning to end. There is not one flaw.
Yeah.
Gameplay,
storytelling is amazing. Honestly, I can't.
The narrative content, it's just fucking fun. Listen, it's one of those things. If you buy it and you have somebody who doesn't even like playing games sitting in the room with you in the dark as you play and you're progressing, they'll think you're playing a fucking movie because it's just that good. Especially if you've got the sound right. So God of War, deservedly so, won that award. There's nothing you can take away from that game. I mean, I listen. I will if you want me to, I would slap the exec of Rockstar in the face with a God of War game cover, just to say, Game of the Year, and he won't say anything because he knows I'm right. But but one thing I do agree with you entirely on, and I think it was. It was a big game changer in the genre of open world games. Red Dead took shit to another level, man. It come on, man. Come on, the horses' balls shrink in the winter and they grow in the summer.
Exactly.
That's just some serious shit there, man. I mean, come on. The level of detail in that fucking thing.
I completely forgot what you just mentioned. Like before the game was released, like look at the horses' balls. They just shrunk because it's cold.
They have seasonal fucking size for horses' balls. It's like, oh my God. And now just ask yourself this. How many people need to work in a studio for someone to go in the back of the meeting at the back of the room and go, how about the horses' balls? Let's make them shrink in the summer, shrink in the winter and grow big in the summer. Yeah, because And for someone to go, you know what, you're fucking right. Bring that man to the front. Come here, tell me your story. You know, to implement that, it means it just means they were after so much detail that anything goes, bro. Anything goes. I'm surprised there wasn't a fucking iPhone in that game. You know what I mean? That's how fucking serious that game was. But I just think because of the impact that God of War had that year, you couldn't take it away, man. You couldn't take it away. I think if you ask me, God of War, people who exchange $60 for a copy of God of War, £60 for a copy of God of War, when they completed that game like a week later, that week it didn't piss them off. It didn't piss them off having completed the game in a week because the replay value of God of War as well. It's like, man, but they're just epic moments in that game, and I just think that
Yeah.
there are epic moments in Red Dead 2, but there's epic moments in GTA 5. There's epic moments in, Assassin's Creed Odyssey and all these games. But if you're talking like colossal epic, God of War, bro. I mean, just the fights, bro. The detail in the fights in God of War, when you're like, you're smashing against timber and you're smashing against rock.
You're
and
not
you're hearing,
ready, boy.
Oh, man. And the sound effects are pure joy, man. Pure joy. I mean, that game was, I stand by what I say. Perfect from beginning to end. When it was pressed onto a disc and it was test played by whoever fucking paid the bills, I'm pretty sure, and I mean Sony, they probably went, that's a fucking game, boys. Do you know what I mean? And they just heard cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. I mean, but look at the hype right now. Ragnarok. How many people are just waiting for Ragnarok? You know? But I think the best thing about new machines, you know what it is? I think depending on how good your third party studios know how to, circumvent machines, it's going to be 20. That's going to be what games depend on. If you have a studio that knows how to use a PS5 because they've got a dev kit they've used and they know how to navigate this and that, then you're always even from third party studios, you're going to get amazing fucking games.
And sequel is coming next year, right?
Yeah, that's what it's been penned in for. But it's only like most other businesses. They say that in the beginning to entice you, and then there's going to be that elusive excuse. Well, COVID-19, but I think next year we'll be on COVID-33. I don't know. Something's going to come out from somewhere. Now it won't be even wear a mask. It'll be like wear sunglasses because when you look at the person, they're just going to turn to fucking grease.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I'm excited. I'll be honest, I'm excited. I'm very excited for the year next year.
I share your optimism. I think a lot of cool things are going to come out for next gen.
Yeah.
But I feel like that with every new generation, it takes a while for developers to get used to the new tech.
And I agree with you entirely.
Can actually handle how to properly develop for it.
Yeah. I agree with you entirely. Every cycle that you have, ever since I started playing video games on PlayStation 1, you always got disappointed when a new machine came out because the first wave of games was games that they were just either released on the last gen, but they've made a new one because it's and it wasn't difficult and da da da. And then you have that quiet period where it's like 8-9 months of just generic shit that you don't want to play, but you play anyway to fill the time. But what I appreciate that we are able to experience now, which will make that little quiet period a little bit more easy to take, is the fact that for example, anybody now, Xbox or Sony, Microsoft or Sony, can pick up any IP from the previous gen, boot it into their machine, and not only can they play it, but it enhances it in certain ways. That's quality. That's amazing. I know previous machines did it before, but there was never that clarification that you get now. I mean, I'm amazed that I was hearing that people. I was watching. I don't know if you guys watch Digital Foundry, but I was listening to Digital Foundry, and they were testing both machines on backwards compatibility, and both would boost most games to 60 frames per second, and that's just like wow.
Wow.
You know, it's like, are you serious? And he booted up Days Gone. I mean, Days Gone at 60 FPS. Oh my God. Can you imagine the hordes now? Jesus, you know, you don't get that breakdance jerk, you know. But like, you know, it's like now you know, I was watching him play a demo of it, and he was like, wow, it's like, this is just so smooth. And so of course it's smooth. It's 60 FPS, my friend. What do you expect? But I think
I heard something like that. They're gonna do it unless the game is locked
on 30 frames per second. Yeah. Things like things like Bloodborne they can't do, because Bloodborne was originally locked at 30 frames per second. But don't worry, I have a feeling Bloodborne is the next remaster. I have a feeling Bloodborne will be announced in a few months. If you're gonna make Demon Souls, you're gonna make Bloodborne. I'm sorry, it was just the way it goes.
Man, I would love to play Demon Souls, but I'm not gonna try because I would break something. It's like I love these dungeon demons, you know, and medieval atmosphere, but no, I would die to some first major boss 12 times, then I would be like, fuck no, out of the window.
Oh, dude, it's there is an article I was reading a few months ago about a guy who he saw the trailer for Demon Souls for the first time, and he actually posted a video, and he's like, you know, he's gone nuts about it. But I was reading an article about it, and he said in the article, the amount of joypads I smashed because of this game. And I'm like, yeah, man. Oh,
yeah, that's for special kind of people. I love to play games where I'm to enjoy the game, but that would be just torture. It's just like when it's too tough, I'll be like, nah. And I don't like the repetition. Like, yeah, you get killed 5 times and again, and then I find myself just punching my own thigh. I'm like, and I did that a few times. I'm like, no, God, I just want to move on. You know, like I don't have all the time in the world. I just want to play the game. I want to play another one.
That's true. That's true. That's very, very
It's a different kind of challenge. It more reminds me of arcade games where you have to keep trying.
Exactly.
Get further, you know, just and
put another
coin,
yeah, exactly. Another coin. Exactly. There were so many games on arcades like that.
Man, I will play that game, okay, but you know when I'll be like 70 and retired, I'm gonna have time, and you're like, I'm gonna get you, demon now. Maybe if I'll be shaking, it's gonna help me with smashing them buttons.
Oh gosh. You know what I was gonna say. I was going to say, do you remember when they showed Ghost of Tsushima E3 2018, the first time they showed the gameplay demo? And we all looked at the graphics and we're like, whoa, wow, that looks amazing. Da-da-da. Yeah. I had a feeling that was running. I mean, they said it was PS4 Pro, but I don't know. To me, it looked next gen. It really did look next gen. I don't know. And I watched the same video again yesterday just to see if what I saw is what I saw, and there is a difference. I'm sorry, but there is. Do you guys know which video I'm talking about?
Well, yes.
Do you remember
I know exactly what you're talking about, but
do you remember the fidelity and just the clarity
keep in mind that is for show. That is for a show.
Yeah. No.
And for a showcase, they won't show you actually the game. It's like having a cinematic trailer. Well, where technically it is the game, but it's only the best parts. And the parts we got time to just to add a little bit of extra polish and quality to.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Uh,
Gotcha. Yeah, no, because I was thinking to myself, I thought to myself at one point, I thought, you know what, maybe that's PS5.
but also with time, I guess the game at that point was still quite early in development. And what usually
Yes.
happens is there's a budget. There's a budget of processing power your console can offer you, of how
Okay, I
pretty your
gotcha.
game can look. So when it was still a tiny little game in development, maybe they could afford to have it look that pretty.
That
But
good. Okay,
once
gotcha.
once it grew, I this is only speculation, but I guess once it grew, this is
They had to
usually what happens.
compromise.
You have to
Yeah,
compromise. You have to sacrifice a little bit of quality
yeah,
for
yeah.
it to run better.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's quality in itself. But I was just
It's a good
when I saw the
game.
trailer when I saw the trailer at E3, I was like, this is not a pro.
Oh yeah.
I was like, no, this is like borderline PC. No, this ain't a pro. I don't believe it.
That's a fair reaction. You should always be skeptical. They're obviously
Oh
trying
god.
to sell you.
It's like when I saw the first when he arrives and he's taking on the three Mongols, and I saw the blood splatter, and I was like, look, there's a sheen on the blood drops on that.
Oh yeah.
This is not a pro. Come on, man. Show me the real game. Oh gosh. I understand what you mean now. Yeah. Obviously as they develop, they have to compromise certain parts and certain departments of whatever department the game requires. So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah.
Optimizing. It's called optimizing.
Mm,
Yeah, it's what usually happens to most games. We can make
yes.
them as pretty as you want, but the consoles can't run them.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's very, very true. Wow. But no, nevertheless, I am excited to see what's coming next year, because I know they from both camps. I know both camps are gonna pretty much blow us away. A lot of Sony fans are like, they're so. So this is the thing, I've been saying this to Vince as well. So a lot of Sony fans, I think they've got it in the bag, but it's like, nah, man, Microsoft will just come and sneak out of nowhere with something that will just make you go, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like,
It really does feel like that. It really does feel like that. But looking
yeah,
at their stats and capabilities of the machine itself,
yeah.
Sony has the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Sony's been testing better than the new Xbox.
Okay.
So I don't want to take a side. I know this is an age-old argument.
Oh no, I'm not
It's
even.
gonna be PlayStation, Xbox.
I have
Yeah.
I
I
respect
just
both
always
camps.
take this position as a PlayStation guy myself.
So you do have a side.
Maybe I do.
Man, but all the games are now coming out of like, how are we gonna play them? Honestly, like Cyberpunk, yeah, Valhalla. There's all these games I wanna play. I'm planning to play. Like when?
The
holidays are around the corner. You're gonna have some time off, surely.
That's your lockdown party piece altogether. There, Vince.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know. And the rate you play games, Vince. Listen, you're probably going to buy Valhalla tomorrow. You'll be done with it by Monday. So, really, to be honest, Valhalla, Cyberpunk, fucking Red Dead 3, anything should not be a
honestly,
problem for you.
I can't wait to play Valhalla. Man, since I played the Odyssey, I played the DLC. I put like 180 into Assassin's Creed. Got platinum, butchered everybody, been everywhere. And it was massive because the entire Greece, in Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
No. I mean, I will say Valhalla looks.
And I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see in Valhalla the mythological aspects.
Okay, the.
Oh yes, they are quite fun.
I'm curious.
Wow. No, it does look real. It looks like a day one for me. So that's for sure. That's for sure. Oh, Vince, I was going to tell you. Sorry.
And I
just to
also
completely
like
flip
that you can, yeah.
I was going to let you know. Sorry, I got a message from Game today saying that they will have on the 19th stock, even if you haven't pre-ordered.
Who?
Game. You know the shop Game.
A game, really?
Yeah. They said they're gonna
Yeah.
have. I got a message saying they will have online stock available on the 19th, but you got to be quick. I mean, you got to be like keyboard warrior quick.
So what? Oh my God! So on the release,
On the release day, they will have, as well as what they've put aside for pre-orders, they will have stock available for people to purchase online.
on
But
the
it won't
release
just.
day, you
Yeah.
are just a.
But it won't just be. It won't just be
All
Game.
right.
I think Argos, everybody's gonna have it, but they're gonna have limited numbers. Probably 3 in each shop. So if you don't work there, Vince, you're fucked.
Yeah, then open up maybe. We'll see, and that's why I need to talk to my friend who works there.
Oh god.
I need to tell him.
Well, if you do get in,
But yeah, you'll just have to open up. You know, Game maybe carries Argos.
Vince, you were breaking up again.
yeah, I saw that as well.
I know.
All that-
Unstable connection. Surprise, surprise.